hello everyone, and welcome to the college football edition of Proline. It's week 2 in college football. I'm John Cranton in Las Vegas, joined by Jeff Saad. He runs LVSS Las Vegas Sports Services. Going to talk about 3 Saturday college football games coming up this weekend. First, want to mention that Jim Feist certainly enjoyed week 1, 8-4 college football weekend. Had a couple of big plays on Saturday. One was a high roller on Northern Illinois against UNLV that didn't get there. He also had Notre Dame. Plus, his top play was Alabama, and they just rolled. Plus, Jeff, you enjoyed the weekend, too. I know you had a Thursday early best bet release, and then your top play Saturday also, Cash.
Yeah, the Thursday best bet was Utah over Michigan, and my Saturday 20-star consensus was also Alabama. I just thought that Wisconsin had some rebuilding to do, and plus he had some problems in the offensive line. I thought it was a great spot, so I went with Alabama. I lost my show bet here at Arizona State. I just couldn't believe they would play that badly on offense. It just they came out and played conservative. They were scared to death to throw it downfield. The AM defense, all they had to do was concentrate on those worthless short passes by Brkovici. And it was pretty much a pretty pathetic performance by the Arizona State offense. But the defense played well. They kept them in the game, but otherwise, I was very surprised about that. But otherwise, it was a good weekend. My top play, Alabama wins, and I also had that best bet winner with Utah on Thursday.
Yeah, you can't play that conservative style against a SEC team with that much speed as the Aggies had. Also mentioned that Jim Feist, 14-7 with NFL preseason action. The big action is starting this weekend. And he had a couple of online plays. The shocker of the month was UL Lafayette. That got there. And an inner circle shocker on BYU as they were covering anyway, but they got the miracle late. All right, let's get into 3 of our games here. We're going to start with this Oklahoma-Tennessee game going on Saturday. Big non-conference matchup. At Open, Tennessee won with a total of 61, but the early money, about 73%, came in on the visitors here, the Oklahoma Sooners, and now it is a pick-em game as we get toward the week. You know, here's an Oklahoma team that they have a new offensive coordinator in Lincoln Riley. He's only 31 years old, but he came from East Carolina. You know what type of offense they ran, up-tempo, no huddle, and they call it the air raid attack. And they had a couple of quarterbacks that they had to choose from, but they've gone with Baker Mayfield for the opener. He was a Texas Tech transfer, only had 12 touchdowns and 9 picks for Texas Tech back in 2013, but he was dynamite in the opening win over Akron of the MAC, 539 yards. They rolled up in a 41-3 rout. Mayfield was 22 of 33 passing, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that all-important no interceptions. But, Jeff, Akron is one thing, but can they do it on the road against a bigger school?
Yeah, that's the big question. Baker Mayfield was passed for 388 yards, 3 TDs. Joe Mixon had a combined 142 yards rushing and receiving. As you said, this new air raid offense by Lincoln Riley could be just what the doctor ordered for Oklahoma. They've been kind of stagnant the last few years, and this might be the spark that they needed. They're loaded at running back. The leading rusher on this game was Samaj P. Ryan, 33 yards, so they didn't really need the rushing attack this game. The Volunteers racked up 604 yards versus Bowling Green, 6.9 yards per play, and they won 59-30, 399 yards rushing, 6.2 yards per rush. Alvin Kamara, 144 yards, 9.6 yards per carry. So everything looked good for Tennessee there, but now it's going to be a different story here against Oklahoma. Joshua Dobbs, quarterback, 15 of 22, 2 TDs. Coming into the season, the big question marks for Tennessee was overall depth and defense, and that's going to be what determines the outcome of this game. BG passed for 433 yards, but a lot of that was playing catch-up, though. But the one good thing, though, last year the offensive line allowed 43 sacks. In this game, the quarterback for Tennessee was only sacked 1 time. Oklahoma has won 5 in a row, non-conference road games, 5 non-conference road games in a row. With this new offense of Oklahoma, even though they're going on the road here, I think they do have the defensive advantage, and I'm going to give the nod here to Oklahoma, John.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned Perry, the running back. Melvin Gordon got all the headlines last year with what he did, but Perrin was terrific as a freshman. 21 touchdowns, over 1,700 yards rushing, 6.5 yards per carry. Had a big game last week, but he's going to be fine this season. It's going to be a great balanced offense that Oklahoma has. They're on a 12-4-1 run over the total, and I do agree with the defense. They have a defensive edge here. This Volunteers team, they also have a new offensive coordinator in Mike DeBoard, and he wants to play a fast-paced attack, which Butch Jones has done in the past. So you got 2 teams that want to push up the tempo here. And Joshua Dobbs was very good in that opener, as was the offense, rolling up 59 yards. But I got a couple of question marks with Tennessee. One is his offensive line that gave up 43 sacks a year ago. That ranked 122nd nationally and was dead last in the SEC by a wide margin. Still too early to see how much they have improved. They're certainly going to get a test against this terrific Sooner defensive line. And then there's the overall defense of the Volunteers. My goodness, they give up 30 points to Bowling Green, 557 yards, and allowed over 430 yards passing. That's not going to cut it on a defense that was not exceptional last year. So I'm going to lean here toward the over. You got a Tennessee team that is a terrific run over the total, 21-8-1 over the total in September. And as far as overall run, 22-13-2, and they show no signs of slowing down with what I see as suspect defense, but an offense is going to go up tempo as much as they can, even when they have the lead. And then I mentioned Oklahoma on a 12-4-1 over the total. So I'll go a small play on Oklahoma and a bigger play on the game over the total Saturday. All right, let's go to another Saturday game in the SEC. It's LSU playing Mississippi State. First, if you want to get free plays every day, go to jimwins.com, the website. You'll get free plays. You can get them right to your cell phone, or you get a free daily report from Jim just by calling a free number. Check it out, jimwins.com.